A formula shows how one variable is related to one or more other variables. A formula is a type of literal equation. Here are some common formulas. You do not need to write these down right now. Okay. We will have some questions about formulas on the next slide, but I will rewrite them for you. But they are ones that, for the most part, we should already be familiar with. Okay, area of a rectangle we've dealt with in this class, A equals B times H, or sometimes you might see it. Anybody know it? Thought you might have been saying it. What? B times H is what they have, but there's a different one.
Length times width times height.
That's volume. Area is just length times width. Yep. Okay, perimeter, 2 times the length plus 2 times the width. Distance equals rate times time. That's one we've definitely talked about a couple times in word problems. The last one, simple interest. I is equal to P, which stands for the principal amount, times the rate times time. Okay, again, we don't necessarily need to know how to use these yet, but we are going to be solving some of them for a given variable. So in this case, we are solving the distance formula, which is D equals RT, so I would write that down this time. And we are going to solve for R. So when we are solving formulas as literal equations, many formulas don't have numbers involved at all. So we have to be able to just manipulate these with only variables. What's going on between the rate and the time? What operation? Multiplication. How do we undo multiplication? Divide. So if I'm trying to get R alone, what should I do to both sides? Not divide by R. Divide by T. We want to leave the R where it is, and we want to divide both sides by T. So on the right side, the T's cancel out. Distance divided by time is equal to the rate. Or if you want to flip it around, rate is equal to distance divided by time. That one was pretty easy, just one step, one thing to move. Questions, concerns? Okay, we ready for another one? Solve the simple interest formula for P. So that one was I equals P R T. We are going to solve for P. So we're trying to get P alone. What do I need to get rid of? The R and the T. Both R and T are being what? Multiplied to the P. So to undo that, we need to divide. You can go ahead and divide by both of them at the same time. That's fine. So on the right side, they both cancel out. So we have I divided by RT is equal to P. If you wanted to flip it around and put the P on the left, you can, but you do not have to. Questions, concerns about this one? Nothing? All right, I do want to do one where we use the perimeter formula. So let's just solve the perimeter formula for length. We'll solve it for L. So I write my L's lowercase cursive because to me, regular lowercase L's sometimes look like ones. But either way, this is what we're solving for, is this L. That's what we're trying to get alone. First thing I should do what? Good, we need to move the 2W, subtract 2W. So we have P minus 2W equals 2L. Trying to get L alone, so we still need to divide by 2 on both sides. Again, if you want to put one big divide by 2, technically that's fine, but we can simplify this a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and split it up so I can simplify. So when I do that, the P over 2 will not simplify, but 2W over 2 is just a W. Those 2's cancel each other out. And again, by the L, or the length, the 2's cancel out. So then we have length alone. If they're telling you to solve for a variable, it doesn't really matter to me if you get it alone on the left or the right. It just has to be alone.